We just had such a fantastic panel. I love being able to talk to these coaches and like the people whose books are on your shelf. And I got some free coaching. I want to share some of the highlights with you. There's just so much richness in this topic of how we can use our emotions and coaching skills to be more effective for ourselves right now and for the people that we work with and live with and coach. So check out this little section. I think you'll really like it. I want to go to another question. The Secretary General of the United Nations just made, I believe, a stunning announcement, which was that every pandemic response needs to consider mental health. And this is not something that political leaders have talked very much about in the past. Is there a place, does coaching play a part in this alleviation of the mental health burden that our world is facing? And I know this is a tricky area. Jenny, let's start with you.
Well, I'm not sure it is tricky, really, Josh. It seems obvious to me that coaching and mental health are entwined. And when I'm doing that first session where you're asking people what's going on in their lives, and probably all of us on this panel have used the good old wheel of life thing where one of the wedges is health. I used just to ask people about their physical health. But now I divide that wedge in two, and I ask them about their physical health, and then I say, oh, what about your mental health? I've never had a client refuse to answer that question. And what they say makes it clear to me that they're eager to talk about it and that they don't see this big divide that some of us in the coaching world have created for ourselves between mental health, physical health, and the apparent business of coaching. I think it is definitely our business. I don't see how you can divide it off.
Well, I'm so excited about your answer. Marilynn, you and I have had the fascinating experience of being in certain places in the world where people say, but wait, I thought coaches weren't supposed to talk about emotions or only, quote, positive emotions. So for you, as somebody who comes from a clinical background, what is the relationship you see between coaching or the role that coaching plays in mental health?
It's a very fluid landscape, as you might imagine. But there are times where, you think, oh, the fluidity of this conversation might also motivate me to collaborate with a therapist or a psychiatrist. But the fluidity of that becomes, I think, quite nice because we can be the coach that we are without disregarding the parameters of what a coach is and what a coach is not. And yet I agree with Jenny also is that it's an opportunity for us to really connect with people. It's that same sort of thing, that acceptance that's being heard. And when I feel like we've sort of met the boundaries of our coaching, then I'm very happy to collaborate with other professionals because that collaboration allows the client to feel like, oh, but I'm not in a box with a coach and then I have to go get into another box with a psychiatrist or a psychologist, that we work together for the mental health of our clients. And that I try to teach to coach students is that to have that sort of relationship with others so that you can provide that smooth, seamless work together. But it is a place and a space for exploring and communicating and being able to fulfill the needs of that client while doing the job that you are trained to do in a way that is comprehensive.
Well, and I suppose in terms of our physical health, there's a lot of things that help us be healthy that don't require us to go to the doctor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. You're somebody who works in this space of like total health. What is the role of coaching in health? Period.
Absolutely. This is an opportunity for healthcare to evolve. And and more clinicians to take on coaching or coach. I feel like it would be beneficial for all clinicians to go through coach training. It's an opportunity for them to, as mentioned earlier, to stand alongside someone as opposed to stand above them and give them the doctor's orders, just to stand alongside and address total health and really address the emotions and address the mental aspect of it. And I was in a very unique situation for healthcare for many years, where there was no billing, there was no insurance. It was a very small group, elite group population of people. But when we would close the door, and part of my clinical treatment would be acupuncture and be a very relaxing situation. And as we'd start treating, the emotions would come out, and there was so much more there. And it made you realize how much total health is really the key. It's not about the physical. It's not just about the mental. It's not just about the emotional. It's all of it together. That's total health. And that is the definition of health.